Hey folks, Will Holder with the William Holder Realty team here. I just wanted to take some time to speak about this map right behind me. I posted this on my social media yesterday, got a ton of response, and I wanted to address it a little bit further just to explain kind of what we're seeing in the market and why things are so difficult, right? So the reason prices have gone up so dramatically over the last year is because since March of last year, which was really about when the quarantine started due to COVID, home inventory overall is down about 42%. And it's close to 45% in Pennsylvania, 50 something percent in Delaware, 56.1% in Delaware, and New Jersey is 42.2, closer to the countrywide average. But overall, there's almost 50% less houses to sell. I've been telling clients, I've been feeling it's about 30 to 35% now that the new metrics are out, and it's 45, 50%, 56% in Delaware. I mean, it explains a ton. It explains a lot of the questions our clients have been asking us. Why is it so hard for us to find a home? Why are there so few options on the market? Why am I dealing with multiple offers on every property? Why can't I get to a property before it sells? To answer some of those questions for you, number one, we're trying to get our clients to properties within 24 hours. I mean, if you wait more than 2 or 3 days, the property's gone. And that's because people are doing just that. They're getting to the properties, they're getting their offers in, they're getting strong offers in, some cash, well over asking. I mean, pretty much every home that gets listed right now is selling over asking. So there's a ton of competition and very strongly qualified competition. So don't get frustrated. We are still finding people homes, even people that have been outbid multiple times, they're getting the home eventually. And the big reason for this tough of a market is supply and demand. I mean, any product where there's a less of it, it's going to be more expensive. That goes back to the beginning of time, right? Since trade started, if there's less of the product, there's going to be more demand for it. So if there's 50% less, just as many homeowners, if not more homeowners looking for properties, we're going to consistently see this supply and demand issue, and prices are going to continue to go up. If you think you're going to outlast this and outwait it, it's only gotten worse. The people that were telling me in May of last year, June of last year, July, August, those people that have been waiting and trying to be patient, that house has only gotten more expensive. Now, I'm not saying they're waiting just because they couldn't find a home, but they chose to hold out. That didn't work out. And the good news is, like, well, is it going to crash? Is this going to come tumbling down? In 2008, when the housing market crashed, it was artificially held up for financial reasons. In this market, it's being brought up by lack of inventory and lower interest rates. So there's no artificial inflation here. It's just people are willing to pay to move right now. The good news is, prior to the COVID pandemic, people had equity in their homes, way more than they had in 2008. And now post-COVID, they have even more equity. So it's created wealth for homeowners. If you are a homeowner during this time and you've handled your payments correctly and you've handled your home correctly, this is a great scenario for you. You can refinance and take the money out and do the renovations you need to do to upgrade your home, or you can sell the home, get that equity and move to a bigger property, or take that equity, invest it in your retirement and move to a smaller property. I have a ton of people selling and just renting for the next year or two so that they can decide what they want to do after that. The options are unlimited if you're a home seller right now. You are in a great position as a home seller. As a home buyer, it's significantly more difficult. And you need to take this time to become a stronger buyer if you're not already. If you have excellent credit and a ton of money to put down and your conventional financing and you can waive your inspections and you don't have a home to sell or you don't have all sorts of contingencies to add to the deal, you're in great shape. But if you're like the typical buyer, like most buyers in this market, you are dealing with a ton of competition and you need to up your savings. You need to work on, getting a conventional financing versus FHA or VA. Is it impossible to get homes with those things? Absolutely not. But is it going to make it harder for you? Absolutely. You need to do all of the things that can strengthen you as a buyer, including speaking to a qualified agent that can show you how to do that. So, I just wanted to make people feel comfortable that this isn't abnormal. Everyone's dealing with this. I mean, even in the rental market, because people are uh, selling their homes and renting, there are bidding wars on rentals right now. And there's a shortage in housing. People weren't listing their home due to COVID because they don't feel comfortable having people come through with the disease. And now it's kind of created a perfect storm. So, I'm going to do a follow-up video with some strategies for buyers to help you get stronger and more comfortable as a buyer in this market. But in the meantime, do the things I suggested. And I don't necessarily think there's a crash coming anytime soon. The rates have even gone up and people are still paying more than they were for houses. So this isn't slowing down. I think it's actually only going to get a little bit more difficult this year, and we'll see what the coming year brings. But for the spring and the summer, at least, we're forecasting an even tougher real estate market. So, if you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out, WilliamHolderRealty.com or WilliamHolderRealty@gmail.com. My phone number is 484-744-4053. Feel free to reach out to Kim Armstrong, Kirk Bazile, Don Ferguson, or myself. Anyone on the team would be happy to help. And looking forward to helping you find or sell your home.